Gotta get these cups at the top or something.
Is there enough on here? He's got his coat on.
Let's go.
Oh shit!
What's that, win-lose or draw?
And a little dash like that, every time we win a trophy. Problem is, they're going to be black after a fucking 10 years.
You know how
Trophy. Come back up, win the cup, keep fuck out of the villa.
What kind of told you already, mate?
Come on, Niffy!
Let's go. Covering every blade of grass.
I'm only come here for these two. Bye, Fanso.
That's how important it is.
Trust me, guys.
Oh, that's quality, lads. Oh, Bibs, that's class, Bibs.
Cheers, Gaffer.
Yes, Sam. Come on.
The most obvious thing you've ever done.
Turn. That's going. Right, here, one. One, shoot. Turn. Time. Yes, good, buddy. Yes, good cheat.
Game time, boys, yeah? Fucking hell. Good little warm up there, boys. Good start to the day, exactly what I asked for. Fucking good positive start. Today's the day, boys. Big games for big players. That's what you're all here as a squad. Don't know much about the opposition, but to be honest, I don't really care. I entered you in this competition because I've got faith in you. I know you can play football. I know you can get results. And that's why we're here. But like I say, boys, there's no excuses after today. Do or die, as they say. The game's there to be won. 22 rusty-ass men out there. People on the bench. Just remember that, boys. Get your shirt today. Fucking respect it, boys. Just like the players that don't have their shirt today. Respect the fact that you're even a part of all this, because that's what it's about. Big days for big players, and that's what we're trying to create. We've come all the way over here to get fucking big, boys. That's one thing. I don't need to tell you that, because you already got that attitude. But what I will say is you do the fucking right things in the right places. And this game's already won. Play football where you need to play football. Get rid where you need to get rid. Sometimes you have to go long in the channels, but you know, we'll chase that, we'll hunt that. We hunt impact. When we've got the ball, I want players there showing 2 or 3 options, boys. Don't get me wrong, the player who's receiving the ball, you need to know what's around you. Be aware, don't switch off. There's no time for switching off today, boys. You switch off, I'll be on you. And then I'll be on you. There ain't no time for switching off. You've got to work for each other. Pick them pockets, pick them passes, put them into them channels. Be confident.
On that pitch today, lads. Oh, right. Let's go, boys, yeah? Let's go, yeah? As a unit, boys, as a unit. Are you ready, mate? Yeah.
Fucking name it.
Heads or tails?
Tails, mate.
Or tails indeed. So no chance to win.
Yeah, we'll go for
Have the kick, yeah? Right, stick to me, okay? Let's enjoy the game. Alright.
Cheers, lads. Cheers, lads.
Yes, people, welcome back to Sunday League Settings with myself, Big Fazza. Now this week, we jumped on the coach up to Stoke with the VIP boys in their Nationals game against Crescent FC. Now this is going to be a decent fixture, so less of me pattying, let's get straight into the action.
Took it in, George. Took it in.
Now a player to keep an eye on during this game is number 10 for the Crescent FC boys, Peter Williams. Whips a ball into the box, tried to get a head onto it, cleared by Big Tay at the back. Now credit where it's always due to the VIP boys. Home or away, they always bring a decent following with them. 52 people on the coach up there and about another 40 odd people turned up afterwards. Now as we get to the VO angle, that number 10 Peter Williams for the Crescent boys picks up the ball again, skips past a couple of players, plays on through, scooped up by Big Bobby and Goldo. Now that number 10 picking up the ball in the pockets, skips past Casey Roberts. Big Palmer's all over him, but he does just enough to retain possession. Now first opportunity for the VIP boys. Taylor Burns sprays one into the path of Baker, takes his shot first time, but snatches at it, goes well wide. Well done. Now number 11 George Shaw picking up the ball just in front of the camera. Cheek ran through the legs of Casey Roberts. Cody Mullins there to back him up. Now long throw and about to be tossed into the box by number 4 Matty Goodwin. Cody Mullen gets his head on it. Back out to Goodwin, who makes a hash of his cross. Cody Mullen clears his lines into the path of Steph, who does just enough to get his body in the way in and around their number 3 Franklin. Now fair play to Steph, he's on his bike waiting for support. Gets his crossing, defender manages to get a little deflection on it, picked up there by Pete Williams once again, but Palmer's all over him, concedes the foul. Now another ball played into number 3 Courtney Franklin, but Palmer's all over it, getting in and around it, picked up by Steph, overlapping run there by Casey, used as a decoy, plays inside to Nar Lattenborough. Zach Harburn screaming for it on the left hand side, finally gets it under control, gets his shot away, but keeps got it covered all day long.
Casey, move forward! Okay, you've got to run forward. You keep running square. Go forward. Give him an option. Don't go.
Now shout out to Gaffer Connor screaming out the instructions. You got At standing over the free kick again, looking for the head of Taylor Byrne. Defender gets a head on it, but referee gives a goal kick. Now not knowing much about the Crescent FC boys myself, the one thing I can say is when we did arrive after coach, they were hospitable. There was no funny business, really well mannered, made us feel welcome when we got there. Now another free kick to be taken by At once again, looking for options, but he doesn't beat the first man. Breaks out to Casey Roberts, who gets under control and lofts a lovely ball into the 18-yard box, just a shame nobody read it. Now Bobby plays a ball into Palmer, who turns himself into trouble. Picked up there by Pete Williams once again. Now this has got to go down as one of the misses of the season. Kyle Johnson, I apologise. Now the VIP boys can definitely count themselves lucky that it never went 1-0 down there. Now as we get back into the action, ball played into the path with number 11 George Shaw, who skips past Palmer, but fair play to Heno, doing his defensive duties, doing just enough to see it out. Now Palmer picking the ball up just inside of his own half, gets his head up, plays a lovely ball into Cody Mullen, first time off to Steph Caesar. Back out to this right hand side once again to the boy Casey Roberts, who whips a lovely ball into the box, but defenders do see it out. Now how about this for footwork again by Pete Williams. Well done. Now just over on that far side, you got ball played into Ats, but Ryan Mayer leaves one on him. Now Casey Roberts, whose deliveries have been decent so far in the game, standing over his free kick, whips one into the 6-yard box, looking for Taylor Byrne, just a bit too much on it.
Make her stiff, don't come out from the front. Follow him, don't let him go.
Now the man Pete Williams standing over the free kick once again, plays it into the channel, into the path of Shaw. Just out of camera shot, I do apologise. Now how about this for naughty little Megs on Cody Mullen? Gets it out of his feet, goes sweep it to the back post. Lucky Taylor Byrne was there to clear it off the line. Now another long throw to be tossed into the box by Matty Goodwin once again. Taylor Byrne's the first one to get his head on it. Goodwin helps it on towards the back post, and credit where it's due to Zachy Harben, doing just enough to put the striker off, and Big Bobby scoops it up. Now we're about 15 minutes into the game at this point. Taylor Byrne plays another ball into Steph Caesar's feet. Ats looking for the ball over the top, but it comes off Baker, who shoots first time, goes well over the bar.
Well done, Shaney. I can't say.
Now Shane Adore conceding the corner, whipped into the box, but Big Bobby's all over it again. Now number 10 Pete Williams is definitely starting to pull the strings for the Crescent FC boys. Plays a lovely ball through the channel, but it definitely helps when you've got one of the better defenders in the league covering. Heno, what a tackle that is.
Too late, I caught you.
Now over on that far side, you got Zach Harben, who managed to do just enough to skip past their number 8 Rushton, and I think Liam, who's standing over on that far side, enjoyed that one. Plays a ball into Ats, who lends it back to him. Now it'd be rude not to have a shot from here.
It's worth the effort. It's worth the effort.
Now at this point, I'm just saying Pete Williams is doing Pete Williams things, but I think Cody Mullen had quite enough of it. Great tackle that is to win the ball. Tries to play one into the path of Casey Roberts, but number 3 Franklin clears his lines.
Lovely, man. It's fucking great, that is, man.
Now from that resulting throw-in, it's about to be tossed into the box by Palmer, but decent defensive headed by the backline of the Crescent FC boys. Ats keeps the ball alive. Zachy Harben plays one into the feet of Casey Roberts, who feels he gets a little nudge on him there. Now Casey does dive in with 2 feet. The referee eventually does call him over and books him for dangerous play. Now another midfielder I need to mention in the game is the man Palmer. I've watched him in previous games for VIP and he covers every single blade of grass. Done more or less exactly the same in today's game. Cody Mullen on the ball right now, plays into the path of Baker, who plays a lovely ball out to this right hand side to Casey Roberts, who knocks it first time across the 6-yard box, but there's no one there to tap it in the onion bag. Now the ball is still kept alive, played back out to this left hand side to Zach Harben, into the path of Steph Caesar. Now Palmer tries to whip it into the box, but it goes out for a goal kick.
No shots! Got to hit the box, lads!
Well done, Palmer.
Now his referee just put number 7 Ben Rowley into the book again. Zach Harben plays another ball into Steph Caesar, into the path of Cody Mullen, into the path of Baker, who can't get out of his feet, and it goes out for a goal kick. Now we're about 35 minutes into the game at this point. Ats plays another ball into Steph Caesar, who gets it out here to Casey Roberts, who should whip one into the box. Delays it though, shortens the angle. By the time he does whip it in, the keeper's all over it. VIP boy still trying to apply the pressure. Steph Caesar with a lovely little chip. Baker using his strength to play into Cody Mullen, who misses from inside the 6-yard box, comes off the post. Now I said it last week, ever since he has joined the VIP boys, he has started to come into his own. Shane Doyle rides the first tackle, wins the second one, things you love to see. Now if it's not broke, you don't fix it. This long throw from Matty Goodwin starting to come up a little bit. Palmer gets his head on it first of all. Cody Mullen tries to clear his lines, but no further than number 2, Nick Bennett, who whips another ball to the back post. Matty Goodwin stayed up, gets his head on it, but Big Bobby's got it covered once again.
Shuffle!
I need a fucking goal, bruv.
Now Heno knocks one long over the top, but it is a decent defensive header there by Lee Davies. No further than Atz, who brings it down with a lovely touch. Managed to skip away from two players. Plays it out to this right hand side to Casey Roberts again. Into the feet of Steph Caesar, who earns himself a yard. Sees the runner Palmer at the back post, who just can't get enough on his header. Now with the referee about to blow his half-time whistle at any moment, we are going to go into the half-time break of this Nationals fixture. Crescent FC 0, VIP FC 0.
Got the bottles, boys. Boys, bring the bottles. Put it down.
Wheels. Get your stretches in if you need them, yeah?
Boys, what we need to do out there is relax. Literally. So panicky on the ball. We're getting the ball, it's like a hot potato. Passing the ball straight back to them, they're just bringing it down. Load of time, load of space. Playing football. What we can do.
Don't lift you off it as well, lads.
I feel like that half there, we just gave them way too much time, way too much respect, really, boys. I think when we get the ball, we're definitely overthinking the game. We must be, because it, you know, all over. The passing, it's not good enough. Middle three.
Too far apart.
Yeah, it's not working in the middle like
Everyone knows
they've got a lot of room there. So we're not collectively as a three working as a unit. And it Palmer saying, the defence needs to push me out. We've got to fill the gaps on as well at the same time. And the defence have got to get themselves out. You know what I mean? As a one, I don't want my two midfield sitting on my back three, innit? Because they've got way too much time to play the ball. And then they get that pass in between. Luckily enough, Heno's deep. You with me? That's because the balls are coming through. He needs to be there to sweep up. Saying overcommitting sometimes, isn't it? You've got to judge that. Remember, you're not a right back now. You're in a three. If you go, you leave the other two exposed. You can't be doing it 2 or 3 times in the same half there. You jumped up to the same ball, or you give a call and you both jumped up to the same ball. Misjudge your header. You've got to just, if anything, don't commit. Stand back. You know what I mean? I know what you're saying about so you need players to help you out down there, which is fine. But you also still don't need to commit to it, because you've got to think of being structured as a free. You've only got, if you go, there's only 2 there then. You with me? You've got to say structured as a free.
Now with them half-time team talks done and dusted, let's get the second half underway then. Now I know I was singing his plaudits all of the first half, but their number 10 for Crescent FC, Pete Williams, comes off with an absolute piece of magic in this next clip. I'm going to stop talking so you can appreciate it.
You like that one?
Now credit where credit's due. If that would have hit the back of the onion bag, I think I would have dropped the camera, jumped in a taxi and headed straight back down the motorway to Birmingham. Now as we get back into the action, another ball tossed into the box there by Taylor Byrne. Mayer gets his head on it. No further than Taylor Byrne, who picks up the bits, lays it off to Casey Roberts, who chips one into the box, but the keeper's got it covered. Now most teams in the Oakbourne and Coronation Prem know that when they do play VIP, they don't give you a moment to breathe on the ball. They're always harrowing in and around you and always willing to win the ball back, as showed by Cody Mullen there. Plays one into Palmer, who drags his shot well wide. Now a long ball down the line should have been dealt with by their left back, but it allows to bounce, and Baker, doing what Baker does, use his body to get in and around it. Now fair play to him, leaves the defender in the dirt. Plays one back to Steph Caesar, who shoots, but it's blocked. And like I said not too long ago, the VIP boys have started to come to their own, harrowing and winning the second balls. Back out with Casey Roberts, who whips one into the box. Rushton gets in front of it, but like I said, Palmer giving him no time on the ball whatsoever, and eventually the Crescent FC boys clear their lines. Now they can't get out of their own half. Palmer doing what he's doing and covering every blade of grass. Axe picking up the second balls. Played back into Taylor Byrne, who gets a call from Zach Harburn, who looks to open up the pitch. Spreads it out to that right hand side to Casey Roberts, who's got plenty of grass in front of him. Now their number 7 comes across. Ben Rowley. Casey Roberts skips past the first one, skips past the second tackle. Then he tries to get his shot away, but it's blocked.
Come on, you! Come on, Hanu!
Now Casey Roberts standing over the corner kick once again. Played into the box. It's cleared, but no further than Cody Mullen, who helps out to this left-hand side to Taylor Byrne. Decent brought down on the chest. Now the one thing that the VIP boys have been doing well is shifting the ball from left to right in the second half. Palmer picks it up, plays into Axe, who gets his shot away, just wide. Now there is a bonus of having somebody like Heno in your defence. He is Mr. No Nonsense. Rides the first tackle, wins the second one, plays out to this right hand side to Casey Roberts, who's got plenty of options in front of him, but for some reasons decides to come inside. Players are looking and showing for the ball. Casey runs into trouble and ends up conceding a free kick. Couple of handbags between Casey and Finney. Now Casey, I'll clock this little laugh here, and he misplaced his pass. Now ball picked up in the centre of the park there by number 10 Pete Williams. Palmer's giving him no time on the ball whatsoever now. Number 5 plays out to this left hand side, and like I said, Casey Roberts has given him not a sniff in the second half. Now Casey plays it into Baker, who plays it back out to Casey. First time across the 18-yard box into Steph. Can't get on the end of it. Now number 10 Pete with a lovely little flick to get around Atsia. Gets his head up and looks for bodies. Plays it into number 18 Finney, who's always looking to pass it out to this left hand side. But Shane Doyle, taking on board what Connor said at the half-time break, managed to carry out his defensive duties to a T. Just another example here of how VIP don't give you any time on the ball. They're starting to get free players in and around the midfielders of the Crescent FC boys now. Taylor Byrne managed to take it off the foot of Pete Williams and plays into the path of Zachy Harburn, who's got a bit of grass in front of him. Decides to take it out to this left-hand side. Gets his head up and plays one into the path of Steph. Now what I was talking about VIP again, about transitioning this ball from one side to the next. Atz plays it into Cody Mullen. Cody plays it out to this right-hand side once again to the free man, who is Casey Roberts. Gets it out of his feet. Another decent ball into the box. Headed out by Bennett for a corner. Palmer competing with their goalkeeper Azza Woodrich. Spills it out to the edge of the box. Picked up there by Atz once again. Defender manages to get just a foot on it, but Atz still comes away with possession. Played out to Cody Mullen, who tries to play it into Steph, but there's body and limbs all over the place. Ball eventually breaks out to Casey Roberts once again, whose cross this time is scooped up by Azza. Now we're about 65 minutes into the game at this point, and as you can see, the man Palmer is throwing his body on the line for the VIP boys, doing enough, and they're picking up the seconds. Heno comes away with it, bounces off their number 8, but again, scraps and seconds are picked up there by Casey Roberts. Cody Mullen gives it back into the feet of Casey once again, who gets it out of his feet, whips a decent ball into the box. Now another decent header there by number 2 Bennett. Eventually, they do manage to clear the ball, and it's picked up with a lovely turn here by Ben Rowley. But once again, the man Palmer's all over him. Plays out to this left-hand side, and it's spread to the free man on the right-hand side again, Pete Williams. Now he's got to do something special to get past Taylor Byrne. Now Taylor, being experienced the way he is, stands him up. Now Pete whips it into the box. Shaney gets his head on it, and Taylor clears his lines. Now number 10 Pete Williams is starting to sit into the pockets at this point. Plays one over the top, but beautifully intercepted there by the man Heno, who is cool, calm and composed on the ball. Now misplaces his pass here, so it must be a commentator's curse. Pete Williams is running towards goal. Now credit where it's due to Shane Doyle. He does just enough to put him off, and he hits the side netting. And as we're edging into about the 75th minute at this point, The VIP boys are starting to apply the pressure a little bit more. Crescent boys are getting caught in possession, and the man Palmer, who I said has covered every blade of grass, and Baker doing his bits up top. Decent hold-up play and skipping past players. Another ball played out to this right-hand side to Casey Roberts. Tries to take on the number 3 Franklin, but credit where it's due, sticks a foot in and it goes out for another throw-in.
Oi.
Now the outlet for the VIP boys has been Casey Roberts out on its right-hand side. Now the man in question whips a ball into the box, doesn't beat the first man, no further than Cody Mullen, who shoots, but he drags it well wide. Substitution for the Crescent boys, we introduce Sam to the party. Now another decent ball won in the midfield here by Cody Mullen. Now I was thinking as I was running through the game, the line wasn't given enough side yet, but as I say that, looks like he's got his ruler out, straight as an arrow. Now I've decided his name's too long to keep saying, so I'm just going to call him Pete with the feet. Now Pete with the feet skips another ball past Cody Mullen, tries to play one through the gap, but scooped up there by Bobby in goal. During that break in play, there has been 2 substitutions made by the VIP boys. Steph Caesar and Ats making way for Gorman and Wheels. Now Wheels in possession of the ball here, got plenty of time to turn on it, always going to be tricky with his feet, gets his shot away, but the Az has got it covered. Now another little flick that is by Gorman into the path of Baker, who has dropped into the number 10 role, still in possession of the ball. Tries to play it out, takes a little deflection, but it's still picked up there by Jake Gorman, who managed to turn away from his man. Casey showing as an option, played it into him, managed to get his head up. Palmer's drifting off towards the back post, but number 2 Bennett managed to get his head on it. Doesn't get any further than the 18-yard box. Cody Mullen's putting more pressure on. Zach Harbin's in and around it. The VIP boys have been absolutely relentless in the last 10 minutes. They haven't given Crescent an FC, and they're trying to knock on the door to get the opener. Tay B would knock one into the box, and Crescent FC eventually clear their lines. Now with the fresh legs of Wheels going up against the already tiring legs of that Crescent FC back line, he's starting to show and tell a little bit.
Sorry.
Lose control by Ben Rowley in the centre of the park, and his pockets picked by Zach Harbin, who plays one into Jake Gorman. Another overlapping run there by Zach. Now Wheels just steps into an offside position, which only means one thing. Lionel's put his hand to the stationary kit, got that ruler out, straight as an arrow.
Kev.
And as we're entering the last 10 minutes of this second half, silly free kick conceded there by Taylor Byrne. Free kick to Crescent FC. Now Pete with the feet whips one into the box. Foul on Bobby. Referee blows up. Now with Wheels on the pitch and that defensive backline already showing signs of being tired, they are starting to pick the pockets of them now. Zach Harbin plays into Jack Whelan, turns back in on that right foot, gets his shot away. Now more relentless pressure from the VIP boys. Zach Harbin coming away with the ball, plays it through, not into the path of Cody Mullen, who has to concede a foul. Referee puts him in the book. Every time the Crescent FC backline try to play the ball out, the strikers are putting them under pressure. Gorman putting in the doggies, forces their right back Bennett to go long. Now again, we're literally into the dying embers of this second half now. Taylor Byrne driving down that left hand side, drives it in the box. Now they try to clear it, no further than Zach Harbin, who lets one go. He's the top of the bar. For everybody that knows me knows I'm not biased when it comes to the highlights. VIP have been absolutely camped inside the Crescent FC half. Taylor Byrne into Gorman once again. Tay B plays it inside. Jack Whelan, who turns on it, can't get the ball up from underneath his feet, tries to take it around the keeper. Save. Great opportunity that is. Now with the referee about to blow his whistle up at any moment, the game is going to end 0-0. That means we're going to go straight into a penalty shootout. I'm Big Fazza. This is Sunday League Settings. Thanks for having me.
Very well.
Deal with the situation, we're in, we're realist. It's pens, boys, yeah? 50-50, this is all it is. It's a lottery, but the difference is it's going to be our fucking lottery this time, yeah?
Yeah.
Last time it weren't our fucking lottery, this time it is. So, last in 11 on that pitch now. Hands up, who wants a fucking penalty with confidence? Get your fucking hands up now. Get your fucking hands up now, boys. I want to be able to pick. I want to be able to pick.
3 strikers on the pitch, so we've got to be balls, Baker and Wills. Look at Baker.
So we've got George, yeah? We've got Baker, we've got Wills.
Whatever you do now, you've done yourselves proud. All you've got to do is hit the target from 12 yards with a little bit of power. Calm. We've done this before, we've won these before, not a fucking problem. Big teams do big fucking things under pressure, and to be honest, it's not a fucking big thing, it's just a fucking kick. It's just a kick. We go first, we slat it away, then we got the fucking scariest cunt on the pitch, Bobby. You got a score pass for them. Simple.
Come on, Bobby.
Not yet. Baker, you fucking beauty! Get in the boys! Oi!
Come on.
Boys, I don't mind that one.
Bob, come here. Oi, come here. I know you're a man of few fucking words, but get here. What you got to say to me, brother?
It's just the clubs, isn't it? Ballgazer's given it after his penalty, he should have saved it. You know what? We took it, didn't we? Maybe aggressive, saved it.
Cut you bleed orange. VIP.
I fucking I jumped out.
That's how we do it, Fazza.
And then we were gonna win. Come on! I told you before the game, VIP only take the W's.
Where's our rally tracks? I think you fuck up all that team. Shano is his partner, he'll do the fucking same. And when we go to Stoke again, we'll sing his song again. Shano is his partner, he'll do the fucking same.
as we go around the grounds.
That's why I only eat chocolate fudge cake, look. And my pudding. Eat that.
Oi, well done, man.
Keep it recording as I'm. Oh, you get it? Nah. Well done on that one. Well done.
At him.
Shoot now.
You're keeping him on. What's that line, bro?
Last man, Dan, you just go the last man. Let them work. You pull it in. What a ball. Come on, get back. Come on, get back.
Nah, yo, he's on it today.
Fucking beautiful, Colin, man.
Beautiful, son.
Yeah, man. Colin, Daniel. You don't want it, Kyle. Pressure. Fine.
Still think I can just get chin out.
Really fucked the ball. He scored one day.
Oh! What? They wasn't ready.
Switch on.
How about 4-0?
तू चुप कर फोन लो बच्चा. Early penalty to the man them. Come on and Shark. And only one result. Boom. It's on fire. Midlands on fire. Midlands on fire.
That's Bones, there's Bones. I knew it! I told you there's Bones. I told you there's Bones.
Now, respect people, myself, Big Fazza, on behalf of Sunday League Settings, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bless up.